Count us down. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Nic-10 Football here on Clutch Sports Media 815, presented by Seiler Financial. Alongside my partner, Alex Hallgren, we're excited to bring you high school football under the lights here on our third year on Clutch Sports Media 815. And we've got a great matchup for you here on opening evening, as we'll see a matchup of two playoff teams from a year ago, as the Auburn Knights and the Hononegah Indians do battle. These two squads are getting warmed up as we get set for kickoff on this Labor Day weekend. And Alex will start with the visitors, the Auburn Knights. For them, this will be the third game in a row that they've squared off against the Indians. They, of course, finished the regular season last year at home versus Hononegah, and were on this field a year ago in the round one of the playoffs, where Hononegah took that one. They did lose that one, but it was a successful season all around for the Knights, as they made the playoffs for the first time since 2019, and they'll look to continue their success with a tough battle here on opening night against last year's conference champion.
And then Auburn won the toss too, and they're receiving, so that's going to help with the adjustment to the new offense with the new head coach. See what they're doing new on offense, and looking forward to another good season.
And for the hosts, the Hononegah Indians are coming off of an undefeated season a year ago, and will once again have lofty expectations. They do have a senior offensive line, but a lot of turnover at the skill positions, and a new quarterback in Dominic Kelly, who will replace three-year starter Cole Warren. But knowing Coach Zimmerman and the rest of this Indian coaching staff, I'm sure they're going to be ready to go as they look to capture yet another conference championship here in the Nic-10.
And then you also got to think, Coach Zimmerman, Hano's been dominant all these years. And then with all these players being in the system for so long, it seems like replacement isn't going to be hard to do for both Huey and Warren.
Yeah, maybe not a rebuild, but a retool here for the Indians. Auburn is coached by first-year man Leroy McFadden, who replaced Willie Tolin, and Hononegah coached by Brian Zimmerman. About 3.5 minutes away from kickoff. We'll take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back right after this here on Clutch Sports Media 815 for opening kick here tonight. Seiler Financial, our family helping your family. Listen to 1440 WROK every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. for Navigating Retirement with Drew Seiler. Tonight's game is presented by Brian Falk State Farm. Call Brian at 815-398-2552. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Waterside Financial Advisors is teaming up with the Guilford Vikings to bring you more than just a game. Get ready to shoot for your goals as they provide independent financial guidance for the life you want to live. Elevate your game both on and off the court with reliable financial guidance from Waterside Financial Advisors. Go Vikings! Brian Botcher with Exit Realty. Whether you want to buy or sell, Brian works hard for his clients in Northern Illinois and Southern Wisconsin. Call 815-378-2170 today. Busy Beaver Tree Care. For exceptional tree services second to none, Busy Beaver Tree Care is your best option. We're a local, family-owned and operated business founded in 2003. We're not satisfied until you are. And he slams it down. Over to Christian, 4-3 is good. One man in pursuit. He will not touch him.
Please rise to your feet so we can show the proper attention to your service.
And welcome back here to Hononegah High School at Kelsey Field, as our service veterans getting recognized here by the PA announcer, as well as the national anthem by this marching band, wonderful marching band here at Hononegah High School. And then we'll be ready for kickoff in just a few moments.
Deputy Chief Justin Jones served 4 years in the U.S. Navy. During that time, he was deployed in 1998 for Operation Southern Freedom and in 2011 for Operation Enduring Freedom. And Officer Emmer served 5.75 years in the United States Marine Corps. Thank you, gentlemen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise to your feet. We have our special guest from the Roscoe VFW, the Honor Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Honor Guard tonight, Ruben Hernandez, United States Army, 27 years of service. Lori Lupo, U.S. Army, 3 years of service. Tom Thielen, U.S. Army, 3 years of service. And Justin Darden, the U.S. Army, 9 years. Ladies and gentlemen, it's proper etiquette when a color guard comes onto the field to present the flag, that will be the flag that you will direct your attention to during the playing of the national anthem. If you haven't already, gentlemen, please remove your caps. Ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the honor guard for the playing of our national anthem.
A very nice rendition of our nation's national anthem by the Hononegah Marching Band. As Alex, you mentioned, Auburn won the toss. They will receive first. Of course, up here near the state line, weather does turn, and as we enter the final weekend of August, it's cooled down a little bit from what the temperatures were at the beginning of the week, but still a hot day. It's kind of muggy a little bit. Might be a factor here for both teams coming out tonight. We saw a couple of guys go down with cramps in the sophomore game a little while ago.
Yeah, injuries definitely are going to play a big factor in this, as we can see by roster size, let alone just, I don't know if Auburn can handle the injuries happening to them, as we can see Hano can, but that still isn't going to help. At least it's not the weather that we had at the beginning of the summer where it was like 100+ degrees almost every day. So this is more football player weather though.
And for Auburn, of course, we mentioned the last 2 games they've played were against Hononegah. The regular season finale a year ago, it was pretty close up until halftime. Got a little bit away from them, but a poor start in round 1 of the playoffs a season ago. I'm sure they want to avoid that here. Ball security going to be a big deal for them, especially in the first half.
Yeah, ball security, that's always a big factor in any game. Turnovers are literally the make or break of the game. Too many turnovers, that's wraps. That's game's over. But we might get lucky, might still get the win, but it's not likely. The less, the better. It's obvious.
You got that right. Can't be affording to turn the ball over, especially on the road against a great opponent as the Hononegah Indians are. Of course, again, the regular season conference champions from a season ago, an undefeated season at that, led by a talented squad. Made it to the 3rd round of the playoffs where they fell to Batavia. And again, Auburn also making the playoffs, dropped the opening round to these same Indians a year ago. Around the league, Rockford East took down Jefferson last night 32-20. Good showing in that one. It was a close game into the 3rd quarter. If you watch the highlights over there on Jefferson TV. Both teams getting ready for kick. Again, Auburn going to be receiving. They are in the white jerseys, gray bottoms. Hononegah in purple with the gray bottoms. Of course, their yellow helmets, the iconic yellow helmets of the Indians. And Auburn looking to make a splash here as they have chosen to receive.
And like you said, the yellow helmets, like it's usual. Auburn with the new head coach. They also brought in some new uniforms, as we can see the white helmet, the new white jerseys. Looks like new gray pants as well. It's a nice, stylish-looking team for Auburn. This will be a jersey versus jersey, you know?
Kickoff is away. This one's going to be taken in around the 18-yard line. Return man is going to be drilled at the 25. Jacoby Aldridge had that one. Not a lot of room as the ball is going to be spotted on the 26, 1st and 10. Alex's first offensive series of the season. I know the head coach, offensive coordinator have got something special dialed up in the first 10 plays.
I mean, you really can't expect anything here. You can't go based off film. I mean, you can go off previous year film, but that's under a different coach. So we don't know if they're going to be more run heavy, more pass heavy. This first play, it's really going to just show Auburn, show who Auburn is.
So they're going to come out with 4 receivers, 2 on either side. Xavier Lindhe, the quarterback for the Knights. He's got Dwight Williams in the backfield with him off his right hip. Bit of an awkward snap. Pressure from behind. He steps up, gets hit, rolls to the left, trying to break out of pressure, but he is going to be dropped for a big loss. 10-yard sack on the play. A couple of guys got him, as that's going to be a 2nd and 17.
Yeah, Xavier, the quarterback, number 9, he was trying that out there. He broke the first sack. He was trying to break that second one, but then too many Hono players got onto him and had to bring him down. I love the effort shown already. It's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see that type of effort being shown.
And a beautiful sunset here as we have just kicked off. Great conditions to play, as it's going to be 2nd and 17 following the sack. Trips left here for the Knights. Lindhe back in the shotgun. This one is going to be snapped, looking off to the right. He's pressured. Now he's got some room, and good back play that time by the defensive line. Initially pressured by Xander Swanson, number 97.
I don't know if you could have saw it there, but that post was wide open. That would have been a big field flipper, big game changer right there if he was able to connect. But as you see, Hono's D-line is being strong as it usually is. We're able to get back there in time.
Owen Bach credited with the sack. Again, initial pressure coming from number 97, Xander Swanson, who was in his face almost immediately after the snap. So 2 consecutive sacks here for the Hononegah defensive line. We'll see what Auburn has dialed up here on 3rd and 19. This one snap, low snap, a little bit of a bubble screen. That one out, and it's going to go nowhere. Another great play by this Hononegah defensive line as they stop the Auburn Knights from doing anything. They, in fact, drive them back 10 yards. So Auburn's forced to punt on their first offensive possession of the year.
Yeah, it's definitely going to show that those little bit slower snaps. You can see he's clapping, ready to get the ball, and the center's taking a little bit longer to actually give him that ball. And then when he does give him that ball, everyone's in his face. He doesn't have that time to make that read or that throw.
This one's going to be punted away, taken in near the 47-yard line. Good return here by Lane, trying to cut an angle. He's towards the sideline, cuts it back down the left sideline. He will go. Touchdown, Hononegah. Braden Lane with a 46-yard punt return, and the first touchdown of the year for the Indians comes on an explosive punt return by the senior.
Well, I could not think of a better way to start off a season right there than with the first ability to even touch the ball you score. A special teams punt return. How often do you see those happen in high school? How often do you see those happen on the very first possession of the season? That's just special right there.
So again, a touchdown scored by number 5, Braden Lane, the senior return man, as he puts the Indians up 6-0 here with the extra point still to come. And for Auburn, that's exactly how you did not want to start things. You got driven back 11 yards and a special teams touchdown here as they're in a hole early.
I mean, honestly, the pick six, obviously, that's the worst thing to do on first possession, worst thing to do overall. But at least the interception was turned into a touchdown, so he doesn't have a lot of time on the sideline to get in his own head, and he's able to get right back down there and restart that series and just try to get this team back rolling.
Again, extra point good by Curtis Smith as he puts that through the uprights. And it is 7-0 in favor of the Indians. 9:23 left here in the first quarter. Just underway here at Kelsey Field, Hononegah High School, here on Clutch Sports Media 815. Again, our third year coming to you live here in the Nic-10. So thankful to have you joining us here on tonight's broadcast, as we are once again looking forward to an excellent season of football here on the state line.
Hopefully we can see a change in offensive tempo-ness and that snap speed to hopefully let's get this ball moving more and start that fire for the offense and get right back into this game.
And perhaps some early season jitters as well for this Auburn Knights squad. And as we mentioned, new head coach Leroy McFadden taking over his first year coaching the Knights. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line, getting ready for the second kickoff of the game for the Indians. This one's going to be drilled, and it's going to hit the turf around the 10. It's going to be scooped up there. Down the right sideline is the return man, almost able to stay in bounds, Anthony Lipien, as he'll get out to the 21-yard line.
I mean, not only has Auburn played these guys the last 2 games straight, and this is their 3rd game in a row, we also got to think those were the conference champions. They went undefeated last year. It's just a big effect on you, just knowing that you're facing them right out of the gate.
So Xavier Lindy will step back into the role of quarterback. And he took 2 straight sacks and then a bubble screen that lost 2 yards. So nothing but negative plays on offense on that first series. We'll see what Auburn has dialed up here on the second series of the season. And we're going to have a whistle by the official.
97 being taken out for having the knee pads too high. Yeah, the IHSA refs are always on about the knee pads there. Always about safety.
He'll step out for a play, maybe a couple, as he gets that equipment issue rectified. A snap, and this is going to be a rollout by Lindy. Tran, he gets drilled. Helmet pops off. A big-time hit back there. Number 50 with the hit. Aiden Jarvis cleaned his clock, and Lindy's going to be forced to come off for a play as his helmet popped off during that run. Very, very long.
Yeah, that's just something you don't want to see. You know, back-to-back same possessions. You're not even able to get it out of your own. You're not even able to get it past your own 40-yard line.
Again, Auburn forced to punt this ball away. Braden Lane, the return man, is going to set up around the 35, 36-yard line. Ran a touchdown back just a few moments ago. We'll see if he can repeat. This one's going to be punted, and it's going to hit the turf around the 28-yard line. Hononegah players staying away, and it'll be down at the 33, but great field position for this Indian offense. Alex, we're excited to see what they can do. Of course, again, we mentioned it at the top. They graduated Cole Warren and Isaiah Huey, both 2 tremendous options on offense, but a very experienced offensive line. We're expecting a lot of run plays, as they should have a good rushing attack this season.
I mean, like you said, Hano's been the same. Isaiah Huey and Cole Warren getting taken out, graduated. That's definitely a big effect. But as we just saw with their conference winning defense and no changes, can we see the same thing on offense?
Here's Kelly taking the snap. He cuts left, tries to stay on his feet, and a good shoestring tackle that time by number 22, Jacoby Aldridge, as Kelly had some space to the outside. Don't know if he would have broken it all the way, but had some extra space, and it'll bring up 2nd and 5. Gavin Brady getting the play, relaying that to quarterback Dominic Kelly. Kelly, again, a senior, stepping in for Cole Warren, who started 3 seasons here for the Indians. First play of this season goes for 5 yards. Indians now at the 27-yard line, 2nd and 5, about halfway through this first quarter here on opening night. Motion man comes across, that's Cole Schmall. Here is a throw out that way and just a little bit too far in front of the standout tight end receiver for the Indians, as that'll fall incomplete and it'll bring up 3rd and 5.
I mean, that's still something you don't want to see. You don't want to see completions, but you can't really help it. It's part of the game. At least they're in a good field position. They're on their own 27 and it's 3rd and 5. That's not too far to get to first, but it's also not too short to get held to that 4th as well.
Indians coming out in a 3 wide receiver set. Schmall up to the top of the screen. Now they're going to audible shift around the tight end and receiver 29. That's Gavin Brady in the slot on the right. Here is a handoff and some space out to the left edge. And he is going to step out of bounds, or are they going to rule this a touchdown? No. Some miscommunication, and what is going to be the call? The side judge is going to say he stepped out of bounds. Brock Anderson with the carry that time.
It looks like they're marking him at the 5. Wow, they are marking him at the 5. That is not ruled a touchdown.
And so the bag judge originally signaled a touchdown. Don't think he saw the side judge, but from our view, we could see that Anderson stepped out of bounds at that 5-yard line, so that's what they'll mark him. A good run, and that'll set up the Indians' 1st and goal on the 5.
This is a make or break. We've already seen that their special teams can move the ball with that punt return touchdown earlier. We see their offensive just move the ball clearly right there with that run play. What do they have stored in here right now to get that? Oh, well.
As we're going to have a flag, and it's going to be a false start on Hononegah. So they'll back them up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and goal at the 10.
Sorry about that, but we already saw how they were moving the ball and all of that, and this is a perfect position to have the ball. And with how they're moving the ball already, there's no way you can expect them to not score right here.
Kelly in the pistol. This one's going to be a pitch out wide over to Buffalo. Buffalo trying to get away from tacklers, but good backside pursuit by a couple of guys, including number 56, Nasir Owens, on the tackle, as that'll go for a loss of 2 yards. Hononegah offense very methodical down here in the red zone. They know they can score early and often.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna get us off track real quick, but this guy is just beautiful out here, man. It's just nothing but trees, not a lot of lights, and it's a good mix of blue and purple and pink and white, man. It's a sight to see for sure, especially under some nice Friday night lights.
This one's going to be a handoff to Anderson again, but good interior defensive line play for the Knights as they'll stuff him for no gain. So it'll bring up a 3rd and goal now from the 13-yard line. And yeah, Alex, just a wonderful night here for our high school football here on Clutch Sports Media 815 as we take another look at that last run by Anderson. Herbig checking in for the Knights. Situational pass rusher as they try to apply some pressure here on 3rd down. This one's going to be a rollout to the right by Kelly, looking downfield, man in his face, now tries to break it down, and a big tackle back there that time by the Knight defense. Number 22, Jacoby Aldridge on the sack, and that's going to force the field goal unit to come out here for the Indians.
That was definitely a big hit for sure, and I was dead wrong. I said how can I not expect them to score, and well, they're just stuck right here on 4th and 16, which when they started on 5 yards away from touchdown, that's not something you want in your drive, but hopefully they can get 3 points out of this right now.
Yeah, good defensive stand here by the Knight defense. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is plenty good. So 3 points on the board here for the Indians as they extend their lead out 10-0 here with 3.5 minutes left to go in the first. Perhaps some confidence, Alex, on that last defensive stand here for the Auburn Knights. As you mentioned it, they were on the 5-yard line, knowing the Indians, you would expect them to punch that in a couple of plays. But the defensive line had other things to say, so you're hoping that your special teams can get a little bit of juice from that. You know, your offense has struggled these first 2 possessions. But maybe against some early season jitters, we want to see what the Auburn Knights, what their resolve is behind first-year head coach Jacoby Anderson.
I mean, their defense showed pretty much that they can stand with Hano's offense right there without, like, just not letting them score. That's a good way to say we're here, we're ready. It's just they got to get their offense rolling to match that Hano's defense, like the way their defense matched Hano's offense.
Correction, first-year head coach Leroy McFadden for the Auburn Knights. 3 men deep back for the Knights, 2 guys at the 10, 1 at the 12 in the middle of the field as this Hononegah special teams unit gets more work in here in the first quarter. Their 3rd kickoff of the quarter. This one's going to be drilled. A very good kickoff taken in around the 5. This is Anthony Leipian. He's trying to cut it across the field.
There's
and there is going to be a flag down. I heard a whistle as well, but they didn't stop the play.
There was a flag down by the by Hano's 40-yard line as well.
So we'll see what the calls are after they sort it out. Couldn't quite tell if that was a whistle down on the field by the officials. It did seem like it came when the ball was in the air. They might have to re-kick this one. But some laundry on the field, as you mentioned, Alex, down near the Auburn sideline and one back around the 10 near midfield.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to say someone might have left too early maybe. I'm not 100% sure either, but I think it's going to get moved back as well.
So, yes, indeed, they're going to say a false start, and they're going to pick up the flag. They'll wave the flag off back near the 15-yard line. So it looks like they are going to re-kick this one. So that play is scrapped, and we'll line up to do it again.
I mean, this gives Auburn that chance to, you know, get out of their own side of the half, get into Hano's territory, you know, start to field their offense, try to punch that ball in for 7.
Referee talking to the man who was offsides for the Indians, just telling him what went wrong on that play. It looked like he has been getting just around the ball right when the kicker drills it. He's towing the line these past few times, but that time he got caught.
Actually, a little bit of different strategy. Instead of moving their entire team up, they only moved that front line up.
Ball now at the 35 after the penalty. This one is going to be taken in around the 15 by Powell Ramirez, and he's going to get hit hard as he returns the ball out to the 30. And we'll see if the Knights can find some composure here on offense.
All right, as we can see, we have Xavier coming back into the game. And that'll look to help their starting quarterbacks back in the game. Hopefully that helmet got fixed, or it's able to stay on and keep him into that game now, and hopefully protect that offense.
And Auburn coming out in that shotgun look for receivers, as they have done almost every snap here tonight. Hononegah with 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers, that classic 3-4 look. Here's the snap, and this one's going to be an RPO handoff to Williams. Williams making some moves, and he gets about a yard. Good play to save a negative play. Broke out of the arm tackle of the man who had pressure, and it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Hey, positive yards. That's the best way to start a drive. Even if it's a yard or 2, you're still positive. You're still going forward. You're still in that right mindset there. And he's like, hey, we got 40 yard. Oh, let's get it forward, maybe 3 or 4. Let's get that first down.
Yeah, first positive play on the evening, in fact, for the Auburn Knights, and comes on a 2-yard rush by Dwight Williams, the junior. So 2nd and 8 from the 32-yard line. Tight end here on the field this time, as this is going to be an RPO, and that one floated over the head as Lindy was looking for Herbig out to the left side and just couldn't find the relationship out there as it falls incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd and 8. 2:46 left to go here in the first quarter. Another 3rd down here for the Auburn Knight offense. They have been forced to punt on both possessions, including a punt that went for a touchdown by senior return man Braden Lane, the first touchdown of the season for the Indians. As here come the Auburn Knights, 3rd and 8, trips to the right as they try to pick up a first down here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Auburn's looking to get that first down. They want to keep their offense in the field. That's been 2 straight 3-and-outs. They got to do what they can to make sure they can still keep that ball.
And Lindy is going to be dropped for about a yard sack as he was trying to escape out of the pocket to the left. And that brings up yet another 4th down as Auburn's going to be forced to punt this ball away for the 3rd time here this evening.
It was the 3rd time in the first quarter as well, and that's 3rd time in the first 3 possessions too. That's not something you want out of your offense, man. They showed promise. They are showing promise as well. You just gotta hope. This offense can start to get rolling.
It's like no return man back. We'll see if the Knights are going to punt this ball away, and they will, as that one takes a good bounce and rolls all the way down to the 27-yard line. That looks a little bit of an interesting strategy there that time by the Indians. And we saw a punt return touchdown earlier in the quarter. Not quite sure why they didn't have a return man back deep that time for the Indians, but a good punt as they flip the field, and the Indians will start on their own 27-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there.
They could have been something they saw on film. They could have saw something like a snap angle or like how he gets the ball, how he holds the ball. If they have enough time to get back there and block that punt, so the ball can just stay there, or pick it up, take it back, instead of it just going all the way down to the 20, the 20 to 30. Sorry.
1st down here for the Indians. 1 tight end, 3 receivers is the set for Hononegah's offense. Here's the snap, looking off to the left, hitch and go, not there, as Kelly's going to bring this one down, trying to make some space for himself, and he'll be dropped. So he did advance the ball about a yard.
And you saw how he was able to juke out of one person's way. He was trying to get out of the Sorry. You saw he juked out of one person's way. He was trying to get out of the 3 other way, but they ended up swallowing him and taking him down. But there's not much you can really do in that when your offensive line just kind of collapses like that in the second. Might not be on line too. They might have just sent too much. There's not much you can really do in that situation.
Kelly back in the shotgun. This one is going to be a handoff, and up the field goes the running back as Smith has some space to the outside, and a big-time run for the Hononegah Indians as Curtis Smith brings that one across midfield. A 30-yard run that time for the senior.
Yeah, that man's had some dominant runs. We saw a touchdown earlier. They got called back. That was a good run. Just so he can shed those blocks, got to the outside. So we did the same thing here. Shed the blocks, got to the outside, got around. Expect to see more out of him with that today.
So 1st and 10 on the Auburn side of the field. Ball at the 44. Here is the snap, and that one's going to be another run to Smith. Smith to the outside. He's still going as he is going to be dragged down at the 12-yard line. As another big run for the junior sets up the Hononegah Indians inside the red zone.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. If it's not broke, don't fix it. That's everyone's saying. Like, if you play Madden or something, if it's not broke, don't fix it. If the run keeps working, don't change it.
So far, the bigger plays of the night on offense coming both by Curtis Smith, as the run game has picked up here towards the back half of the first quarter for Hononegah. A little less than a minute to go here in the first quarter, as Kelly audibles at the line of scrimmage. Smith in the backfield once again. He's going to get the ball for a 3rd straight time, and a good play that time by the interior defensive line to hold him to a 4-yard gain, although the strong senior running back able to fall forward for a couple of extra yards, as it'll be 2nd and 6 inside the 10.
It looks like they're not in much of a hurry. They're trying to let this clock run out here, but if they can get a play off just before that clock goes out, that'd be nice to do. But you never really know.
And they have an opportunity for one more play here as the clock is ticking now inside 30 seconds, now inside 20 seconds. As once again, Kelly with Smith in the backfield, and this one's going to be pulled by Kelly. Kelly trying to get to the corner, lowers the shoulder as he gets down to the 4-yard line, tackled by Tevin Tanayo for the Knights, as that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. After one, Hononegah on top over Auburn by a score of 10-0. We'll be back right after this, after we hear a word from our sponsors. Seiler Financial, our family helping your family. Listen to 1440 WROK every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. for Navigating Retirement with Drew Seiler. Tonight's game is presented by Brian Falk State Farm. Call Brian at 815-398-2552. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Waterside Financial Advisors is teaming up with the Guilford Vikings to bring you more than just a game. Get ready to shoot for your goals as they provide independent financial guidance for the life you want to live. Elevate your game both on and off the court with reliable financial guidance from Waterside Financial Advisors. Go Vikings! Brian Botcher with Exit Realty. Whether you want to buy or sell, Brian works hard for his clients in Northern Illinois and Southern Wisconsin. Call 815-378-2170 today. Busy Beaver Tree Care. For exceptional tree services second to none, Busy Beaver Tree Care is your best option. We're a local, family-owned and operated business founded in 2003. We're not satisfied until you are. And welcome back here to Kelsey Field at Hononegah High School for tonight's game between the Hononegah Indians and Auburn Knights, presented by Seiler Financial. As we move into the second quarter, first snap of the quarter will be 3rd and 2 from the 5-yard line. Enough yards to pick up a first down if they can get it. Kelly in the backfield with Smith, as this one's going to be handed off to Smith, and another touchdown here for the Indians as Curtis Smith able to punch that one in from 5 yards out as the Indians tack on to their lead, 16-0.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Not much change. The quarterback and the receiver, they graduated. They're the dominant part of their offense. And it seems like, well, the placement wasn't hard, like I said earlier.
Yeah, just good offensive push that time by both the linemen and the senior running back here for the Indians as they run their lead out to 16-0 here with the extra point still to come. Ball down, kick up, and it is good. So the Indians now out to a 17-0 lead. And Alex, going back to that first quarter, again, the one big touchdown on the punt return. Outside of that, Auburn's defense hasn't been too bad. Indians' offense picked up a little bit on that last drive, but their offense, and especially their offensive line, not doing them any favors so far in tonight's matchup.
Yeah, no, they haven't been able to get much positive yards. I think it's only two out of the first 10 plays were positive yards. That's not good. That's something you don't want to have. That's just something you don't want to have at all in a series of 10 plays. The first quarter's over. It's second quarter now. It's a new quarter, new start. You got to get this offense moving and you get that scoreboard rolling.
Yeah, touchdown here would do wonders for the psyche of that squad over there on the visiting sideline. And they have struggled to keep pace with the Indians the past couple of games, trying to make something happen as they will once again set up for a kick return. 3 players deep for the Knights.
Now, not only are we talking about how Hano lost Cole Warren and Isaiah Huey, you're also going to talk about how Auburn lost Patrick DeBose as well. PJ, as most people called him. He was the team's running back. He was the soul of this team, and with him graduating as well, it doesn't look like Auburn has found much of a replacement, or it just seemed like they've gotten much better without him. But hopefully we can see that start to change.
That last kickoff was muffed back near the 10-yard line and picked up there. Lucky to not turn that one over as the Auburn Knights will be backed up once again. Ball is going to be spotted on their own 11-yard line, as this is a scene that has been all too common so far here in tonight's matchup. Getting the play in from the sideline as they try to turn their fortunes around. And just 10 seconds into this second quarter of action, Hononegah on top 17-0 on the strength of a punt return touchdown and a rushing touchdown last possession. There is the snap, and this one is going to be taken by Lindhe. Lindhe with a little bit of space, but good perimeter defense that time by the cornerback, was engaged on the block, able to shed it, and hit the quarterback for a gain of just 2, as that'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Like I mentioned earlier, how they only moved 2 of the first 10 forward. They were able to move that one forward.
And we're going to have a timeout on the field here, so that gives us an opportunity. Than just a game. Get ready to shoot for your goals as they provide independent financial guidance for the life you want to live. Elevate your game both on and off the court with reliable financial guidance from Waterside Financial Advisors. Go Vikings! And we are back here live at Kelsey Field, Hononegah Community High School in Rockton, Illinois. Quick timeout just a moment ago, as the Knights will now set up. Looks like number 7, Anthony Powell Ramirez, is going to be doing the quarterbacking. Excuse me, that's number 17, Michael Jones Jr. As we have a flag down here on the near sideline. I think that last timeout was for Xavier Lindy. He saw him running off the field, now standing near the sideline. So maybe just an equipment issue, maybe just a brief stinger. Looks like he's set to check back into this game. As we're waiting for the Hononegah coach to decide what to do here on this penalty, as it looks like it's going against Auburn.
It looks like it's going to be a holding call, man. I don't know what more could have been called. The ball wasn't out yet. Just did nothing but roll out. I couldn't tell. I really don't think it's anything else but that.
Looks like they will accept it, so they'll move him back. Down will stay at 2nd. Backs them up to the 6-yard line, 2nd and 15. Lindy back in the shotgun. Motions Williams to his right hip. Lindy takes the snap, looking down the field. Got a man wide open, adjusting to the ball, and he can't bring it in. Tajir Henderson had a shot. Got a little bit twisted around as the ball was in the air. He beat his man to the outside, and that one falls incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd and 15.
I mean, he had his chance to make up for earlier with that wide open post where he got taken down so quickly because his line collapsed. And he got the time in the world now, and it's just that slipped right out of the receiver's hand now.
Those are always tough, throwing to the sideline, especially here at the high school level. You see even a lot of college quarterbacks struggle with that type of throw, especially when you've got a man that just beat his defender off to the outside. Again, falls incomplete. 3rd and 15 upcoming inside their own 10. Lindy back in the shotgun, 2 receivers either side. It pressured immediately, trying to get away from a safety. Stays on his feet, and he gets dropped in the end zone. And that'll be 2 points for the Indians.
It looks like, I don't know. Like I said earlier, Hononegah's defense really hasn't changed besides just the personnel, man. The defense looking strong as can be. Auburn's offense just needs to get locked in. So Stephen said.
2 points for the Indians brings the score to 19-0. As the Indians have done it in all phases, they have now scored on offense, defense, and special teams. Just 1 minute here into the 2nd quarter, as Auburn is going to be forced to punt this one away for a safety punt. Again, after the safety, Indians are going to be set up for great field position once again, as the safety punt is required after the safety, of course. Looks like the Indians will have a return man deep, standing back at the 35-yard line. So personnel change here for the Auburn Knights as they switch up who they will have on this coverage unit. Number 3 back deep, Jesse Longstreet is the return man here for the Indians. And he's setting up around the 35-yard line. Punter for the Knights. Looks like that'll be number 8, Robert Sims. He'll punt this ball away from the 20-yard line. Good strong kick, and that one's going to be taken by number 33, Brody Sendele. And he stays on his feet, spins out of a tackle, breaks it upfield, got some space to the right sideline. He will go. Touchdown, Hononegah, Brody Sendele. The second punt return touchdown of the evening for the Indians. And they are pouring it on as they bring the score to 25-0 here in the second quarter.
I mean, wow, they say offense wins games, defense wins championships. I mean, what a special teams win conferences. I mean, like, that's unreal. 2 punt returns in the same game, in the same half, is just, it's wild.
As we see the nifty footwork by the sophomore, Brody Sendele, as he was able to take that one in on the punt. So 2 punt return touchdowns by the Indians in the first half by 2 different players, no less, as they look once again like a well-oiled machine here on opening night. As the extra point is through the uprights, and the score is now 26-0. The Indians again have come out really hot here on this opening weekend of conference action here in the Nic-10. And if you're just joining us, we are just underway in the second quarter here on Clutch Sports Media 815, our 3rd year coming to you live, bringing you high school football action here on the state line. So happy to have you with us on the last weekend of August, this Labor Day weekend. Got a good slate of football games all weekend long at both the high school and collegiate levels.
Oh, I got a couple score updates for you. Boylan's over Freeport right now, 7-0, and Belvedere's over Harlem right now, 7-6 at the end of the first quarter.
We'll try to keep tabs on those games as well. As again, we here in the first week of the Nic-10 season. And early showings are that Hononegah is going to be yet another force to be reckoned with on the state line here in the Nic-10, as they get set to kick the ball off once again, having done so a ton already in this first half of action. Ball is going to skip around the 12, picked up around the 10. Here's the return, as Anthony Lepian is going to get out to around the 20-yard line. Looks like they'll spot him at the 19. And Alex, hard to believe we're just a minute 20 into this second quarter of action, but the Hononegah Indians have already scored 3 times in this quarter.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just not feel like a minute 20. It's felt like about at least half a quarter already. I think we're going to be in for a pretty long game today. And, yeah, I guess we're in for a treat today.
Yeah, Auburn trying to get back into this one as they trail by 26 points here in the second quarter. So they have struggled to do anything against this ferocious pass rush for the Hononegah Indians. 3 down linemen for Hononegah. Man in motion coming across. That is Henderson. Snap back to Lindhe. Looking deep across the middle, and that one's going to be broken up. Nice play in coverage that time by number 16, Brady Jarvis, able to knock that one down.
That was a good pass break right there. He was on him the whole time. He didn't give him a second open to be able to get that ball. That was great pass coverage.
At the incompletion, 2nd and 10 is the down and distance for the Auburn Knights. Only a couple of positive offensive plays so far in this one, as they're looking for something here on offense. They've had a couple of opportunities downfield, have not been able to connect. We'll see if they try to go back to that here as they try to get back into this ball game. 4 wideouts for the Knights. 3 wideouts left. There's the snap to Lindhe. Lindhe looking that way, and that one is on the turf, and they're going to say that one is loose. They're going to call it a fumble, and who's got it? It's going to be Hononegah ball as they did not say that his arm was going forward. And another turnover here for this Hononegah defense. And they'll be set up inside the 10-yard line with another opportunity to score in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's unreal. I mean, I'm going to go back to my statements I said literally like a couple seconds ago. We're for a long game, and it looks like a very Hono-favored game, if that makes sense.
Again, Hononegah has already scored 3 times here in the first minute and a half of the third quarter. They've got a chance to put up 4 scores in less than 2 minutes of action. As Auburn runs a 11th man on the field, this one is going to be handed off, and that is good tackling that time, as Brock Anderson could not get away from either man, as he'll be dropped right around the original line of scrimmage. They will say no gain. 2nd and goal from the 5. Indians looking to punch yet another one in. They already lead 26-0 here in the second quarter. Kelly in the shotgun takes this one, looking left, nothing there. Now scrambles to his left and still gets away from another man, reverses field, trying to make some magic happen, and he will get in. A wonderful run by Dominic Kelly, broke away from pressure, reversed field, and scampers in for 6.
That's definitely a play for the highlight books right there. Wow. As I mentioned earlier with Auburn's offense during first quarter, the quarterback was trying to get out there, the effort. That's what we're talking about, effort. You show the effort, you're able to make the plays, you're able to get the touchdowns yourself. You're able to do those things yourself. And now, with that touchdown right there, that puts them up 32-0 with the extra point.
See him celebrating as he got into the end zone. A 5-yard run on 2nd and goal for Dominic Kelly, who runs in his first touchdown on the ground this season, as we have a whistle. And they're going to say an offside on the extra point attempt. So they'll reset as the Indians try to make this a 33-0 ball game. As Hononegah has just been all over the field, as they have dominated this one from the word go. Snap good, and that one is going to be blocked at the line. So no good on the extra point. Game will remain at 32-0 in Hononegah's favor. And boy, Alex, you know, just the way that they have played tonight, they came out here opening night against a playoff team from a season ago. And man, if I couldn't tell you that they lost a lot of seniors, boy, they look really good on all 3 facets of the game so far here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like Hano hasn't missed a single step in all these past couple seasons. They were stacked these last year, went undefeated, destroyed almost every team, and right now it looks like they're starting to do that again right now.
And good action for all 3 phases of the ball game here tonight. For the Indians, offense has put a couple of touchdowns up. Defense recorded a safety, and they forced that turnover leading to a touchdown just a moment ago. And 2 special teams touchdowns here through the first 14.5 minutes of regular season action, as they hold a commanding lead here, 32-0. Kickoff set to go here for the Indians. This one's going to be taken in around the 10-yard line by Lepian. He tries to find some space out to the right, and he'll be swallowed up back around the 21-yard line. So the coverage unit doing really well as well. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, Auburn's offense taking over here. Hopefully Auburn can light some fire and start to get going here. You know, get ready. Hunter's defense shut them down, but it's about that time where you got to give it your all. You know, you got nothing left to lose. Might as well give it your all and try to lock in the game.
Auburn will set up at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 back there. Knights try to get something going here on offense, down in a very big hole here in the second quarter, and score is 32-0 in favor of the Indians. And we're going to have a timeout on the field, so that'll give us a chance to take a break and hear a word from our sponsors. Siler Financial, our family helping your family. Listen to 1440 WROK every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. for Navigating Retirement with Drew Siler. Tonight's game is presented by Brian Falk State Farm. Call Brian at 815-398-2552. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Waterside Financial Advisors is teaming up with the Guilford Vikings to bring you more than just a game. Get ready to shoot for your... We are back here live at Hononegah High School for tonight's game between the Knights and Indians, presented by Siler Financial. Got a bit of a score update. Boylan and Freeport tied up 7-7 in the second quarter, as this one's going to be snapped and handed off to the running back. Not a lot of room that time for Williams, as he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
This is just not what you expected. You know, I was hoping for some fire coming out of this Auburn offense. They've been showing promise for last 2 games. You know, as we mentioned, Hononegah went undefeated. They went out of that. They're dominant. That week 9, when they were, I believe, at Auburn. Auburn was up at half. Auburn was showing really good promise. Everyone was expecting the upset defeat after that halftime score. And then ever since that halftime, they've just been down to Hano the whole time and haven't been able to, as we can see, pick up the pace here.
This one's going to be thrown over the middle to Herbig, as they're not going to give him the first down, so he'll be just shy of the sticks. 3rd and inches. Now they will change it, so the first down of the game for the Auburn Knight offense on the reception to Alonzo Herbig, as they move the ball out to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Shotgun formation once again here for the Knights. Tight end and running back off to the left. Here's the snap to Lindhe. Lindhe, a swing pass out wide to Herbig. Herbig with a little bit of space, breaks a tackle, gets out to the 42-yard line. So back-to-back first downs, both going to Alonzo Herbig, the sophomore playing up here at the varsity level.
I can't fact-check this in this statement as of right now, but I believe that was Auburn's first down of the night. Or second first down, sorry. Auburn's second first down of the night. That's something I want to be seeing with less than 10 minutes left in the second quarter. That's just something you don't want to see outside of the first 5 minutes of the game. That's just bad.
Perhaps a little bit of momentum. Again, back-to-back first downs, both going on the passing attempts to Alonzo Herbig from quarterback Xavier Lindhe, as the Knights try to sustain some momentum. Trips out to the right here for the Auburn Knights. Here's the snap to Lindhe. Lindhe looking that way again. He's got Herbig over the top, and I was looking for a flag. Looks like the back judge might have thought about pulling it out, but left it in his pocket, as that one falls incomplete on the post route to the 6'3" Tazir Henderson.
Yeah, I was looking for a flag too. With the double coverage, the double coverage is good, but it looks a little too good, if you know what I'm trying to say. It wasn't. It looked a little tight. I definitely think I should saw a flag as well.
Either way, it goes down as an incomplete pass, as it brings up 2nd and now 10 here for the Auburn Knight offense. They once again come out in a 4-wide set. Running back off the right hip of Lindhe. Man in motion is Herbig. Snap back, he's looking Herbig's way. Now he's going to scramble, puts his foot in the ground, breaks the tackle, spins out of it, and he gets popped at the tail end of it. Took a big shot And we have a flag down right around the line where he was tackled. So we'll see what the call is from the official. And it looks like they're going to say a hold, maybe a block in the back on Auburn. And Hononegah will accept that penalty from the looks of it. So instead of 3rd and about 6, we're going to see 2nd and 16.
We got another score update for you. Harlem, Jamani Muhammad just scored a touchdown, so that puts Harlem up 14-7.
Muhammad, of course, we've seen him plenty of times this season, less than 1,000 yards away from breaking the all-time Nic-10 rushing record, as he's played up at the varsity level for a couple of years now. And we fully expect him to break that record here, maybe even towards the middle of the season.
I mean, we can definitely see him get one step closer next week as we're at Harlem next week, watching Auburn at Harlem as well.
This one down the right seam as Michael Jones has checked in at the quarterback position, but it falls incomplete. That one probably needed to go to the outside of the numbers. Those post-seam routes, tough to connect on single high coverage that far downfield, and it'll bring up 3rd and 16 now here for the Auburn Knight offense. So Jones will stay in the game at quarterback. Again, Lindhe got hit really hard, and we're going to have another timeout, the 3rd of the half for the Auburn Knights. And we'll take a moment to hear a word from our sponsors. Seiler Financial, our family helping your family. Listen to 1440 WROK every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. for Navigating Retirement with Drew Seiler. Tonight's game is presented by Brian Falk State Farm. Call Brian at 815-398-2552. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And we are back here live at Hononegah High School, Kelsey Field, where Hononegah holds a commanding lead here with 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. They lead 32-0. Tonight's game brought to you by Seiler Financial, wonderful sponsor making tonight's game happen. Jones still in at quarterback, looking deep. Receiver falls down, and Jones is going to be forced to run with a flag back behind the play. Going to be another holding penalty, but looking over to the sideline, looks like that is going to be declined, and it'll bring up 4th and long. We'll see if Auburn keeps the offense on the field. I think they might punt this ball away as Jones is limping a little bit towards the sideline.
Yeah, that's something you not want to see, especially out of your second quarterback as well. It does look like the first quarterback's going back into the game, though, but you got to keep that in mind. If his backup's gone, he's already been taken out 2-3 times this game. Right, who's going to replace him now? Do you have a third-string quarterback? Do you have an emergency quarterback? Are you going to be able to, pass the ball if he gets hurt?
Certainly keep an eye on that as we progress throughout the night, as Xavier Lindhe again has checked back into the game. About 7 yards deep. Looks like he might be punting this one away. Indeed he will. Left-footed. Braden Lane back there. He's going to scoop it up off the turf, and a great tackle down there in coverage by Ja'Kai Driscoll-Harper. Has a little bit of a word for him after the end of the play. And the Indians are going to be set up at their own 32-yard line, their own 22-yard line with another shot to score.
Yeah, that looked like they had vengeance with it. That looked like he's tired of always being out in the field and he's ready for his offense to work. You saw the way he made that tackle, and by the way, he just got up and started yelling at his his defense to get into it, let's do it. He's got that win mentality, and that's something you want in every player, but not just one.
Again, score is 32-0. 6.5 minutes left to play here in this second quarter, and it has been a busy one for the Indians. They have scored 4 times already in the frame with an opportunity to do more. Here is Kelly in the shotgun. This one is going to be handed off up the middle. Another good space for Anderson. as he'll gain 5, maybe 6 yards on that first down run. Wasn't a big play, but if you're getting 5 or 6 every time you hand the ball off, that speaks to how good your offensive line can be.
I mean, all you want to do is average minimum 3, because 4 carries on 3 yards, that's a first down plus 2. That's all you want. All you want is minimum average 3, and if you can average 4 or 5, like you said, that's just excellent. And that's what you need to constantly get the first downs, constantly be the playmaker, constantly get the touchdowns, and just do your thing.
This one's going to be swung out wide over here to Braden Lane, and they're going to say he stepped out. It's like no gain on that play, maybe a yard or so. And getting back to that, Alex, I know we're talking about averaging 4 or 5, but the way that this rush offense has worked here tonight for the Indians, I think that might be averaging double digits on those carries as they're set up for a 3rd and 3.
Oh, most definitely. There's no way that they're not averaging at least 13, 14 yards a carry, based off the 4 big plays, and yeah, it's just been a masterpiece by looking at this running offense.
So 3rd down and 3 from the 29-yard line. Kelly in the shotgun, Lane coming in motion. As Kelly looking off to his left, now going to take it down, trying to find some space, and he'll be dropped around the original line of scrimmage. So a good stand here by this Auburn defense. And looks like the punting unit for Hononegah is going to come out to the field to boot this ball away. Knights will have 1 man deep. That's Anthony Lipian.
This is the first time we've seen either's punt. This is the first time we've seen Hano's punt and Auburn's punt return. Hopefully we can see if Auburn poses a little Hano magic and gets a punt return themselves in this game.
Lipian has been the return man on kickoffs for Auburn. See if he can do something here on the punting unit. Good strong kick. That's going to be taken in around the 38-yard line. A little bit of space and a decent return that time. 8, maybe 9 yards, and Auburn's going to have the ball around midfield. One of the best starting positions for them this evening as they try to put up some points. Because as we were talking about just a moment ago, Alex, you don't want to get down to that deficit in the second half where the running clock starts. So that might be something to watch if the Knight offense can't get it going here.
Yeah, a running clock, that's something you don't want to see week 1. You want to see close game week 1, close heavy hitting game week 1. But this is just something that's painful to see, like especially as you said with the running clock, and then also as you said with the best field position they've started with all night. That's not good, and especially going into halftime holding 0 points. I gotta say that's worse than the worst right there.
Yeah, trying to get something on the board here going into half, get some positive momentum. As Lindhe will be in the shotgun set. Trips left, 2 men off to the right. As now they will audible and shift. And we're going to have an illegal motion penalty as Lindhe's rolling out to the right. He'll be sacked. And we'll see if the Hononegah coaching staff is going to accept that or if they'll take the 4-yard sack. It's like Coach Zimmerman is saying, no, let's go ahead and take the result of the play. So another sack by this Hononegah defensive line. Alex, they've really been getting after it in the past game here tonight.
Like you said, they're at double digits average for running. I bet you they're also at double digits for sacks already this game as well. Like, it's just showing powerhouse, showing why they constantly win the conference, showing why they are the dogs that they say they are.
So after the 4-yard loss, again, penalty declined. It's going to be 2nd and 14 from the 44-yard line. Trips right on the narrow side of the field for the Knights offense. Lindhe takes a snap. He's looking that way, and he gets taken down once again. Jonea Timoteo with a free rush up the middle as a big loss once again for this Auburn Knight offense as they'll be set up with a 3rd and forever.
Yeah, that was instant. He just got the ball, looked up, and he was right there in his face. Like, he didn't have a chance to breathe, man. He looked up, and that man was right there.
So officially that will be around a 10-yard sack. 3rd and 24 from the 34-yard line as the Knights have been driven back 14 yards on 2 straight plays. Trying to make something positive here as the clock is winding inside 4 minutes here in this second quarter. Linty in the shotgun, and they're going to be conservative. They'll hand this one off for a few-yard gain, but that'll bring up 4th and 22 now, as the Knights are going to be forced once again to kick this ball away.
Yeah, that's unfortunate to see. Is your punter coming? Just the punt team coming back out. At this point, I honestly gotta say there's nothing left to lose. I say go for it, but that's just me. I'm a different person. I would say don't listen to me, to be honest. But you gotta have fun sometimes. You gotta risk it.
4th and 21, maybe just a little bit too far, as this one's going to be kicked away. Hits the turf at the 40, picked up at the 37 by Lane. Lane, shifty moves as he goes right, now moves left, still on his feet, and he finally goes down. A lot of shifting back and forth for a nice 10, maybe 12-yard punt return, as he is wearing that number 5 very proudly, of course, number 5 last year, Isaiah Huey. So you know when someone's wearing that number on this Hononegah sideline, they're in danger to go the distance every time they touch the ball. That ball going to be set up around the 43-yard line for the Hononegah Indians. Clock stands at a little bit more than 3 minutes left to go here in the second quarter.
As you see there, looks like they're busting a new offensive formation that we haven't seen yet today as well. See what that affects as well.
This one's going to be pulled by Kelly. Kelly still going, and he'll be swung down near midfield. Give him 5 on the option play. All going to be set up at the 48 for the Indians, 2nd and 5. And looking like Hononegah is going to be set up 3 receivers to the bottom of the formation. And we're going to have a stoppage for the Auburn Knights. Coming back from that play, looks like the officials did give him enough for a first down. As, yes, indeed, they'll say it was a first down. 2 officials had it differently, one on the far side, one on the near side of the field. Ultimately, they ruled that he got enough to advance the sticks. So following the stoppage, 4 men wide here for the Indians. Looking deep is Kelly, nothing there, now throws to the sideline. The man breaks the tackle, Schmall, down the sideline inside the red zone. As you see some discontent on the back end for this Auburn Knight defensive group, as another first down picked up by the Indians.
I mean, Cole Schmall, that's a big name returning after last year's offense as well. He played a big factor in that offense as well. And, you know, his name hasn't been called as much today, but still when it has been called, he's made big plays like that.
Well, if you can be up 30 points in the first half without having to rely on one of your best returning seniors, that is a great sign for the future of this program, especially this year. As again, the Indians try to repeat as conference champions. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Pistol look here for the Indians. Kelly drops back, tries to set up the screen, but nothing there as Smith is going to be targeted, and they're going to say that there is roughing the passer that time. As a bit of a late hit on Kelly is going to give the first down to the Hononegah Indians. That'll be set up 1st and goal.
That's something you not want. That's something you definitely don't want to see. Your teams are losing 32-0, and then you have one of your players just throwing the quarterback down just at least a couple like seconds after you threw the ball. There was no way that's getting by anybody. It's a flag all day. So we don't want to see when you're down 32 in the first half.
After the penalty, it'll be 1st and goal from the 9-yard line here for the Indians. Again, Kelly back in that pistol formation, turns, and he's going to hand that ball up the middle to Nathan LaForce, and LaForce will be tackled back there by Phillip Horton. So he is able to make his way inside the 5. Ball will be spotted at the 4 for this second down play. 2nd and goal, minute 15 left to go, clock running. Stay with that same personnel group. Kelly at the quarterback, LaForce in the backfield with him. Curtis Smith checking in. As Kelly looking off to the left and had a man open in the end zone. Couldn't connect with Anthony Bufalo. Pass a little bit too far out in front. It falls incomplete and brings up 3rd and goal from the 4. Third and goal set up, and I think we are going to have another timeout, this one by the Indians. And we'll take a quick break to hear another word from our sponsors. Correction, we'll keep it here as we get down to the last minute of this second quarter. And Alex, the Indians trying to punch this one in, because I'm sure they would love nothing more than to extend this lead. On the opposite side, you don't want the running clock, but you do want the running clock if you're winning this big at halftime. So I'm sure touchdown is the goal here for the Indians.
Well, the thing is with the touchdown, are they going to go for 2 to get that running clock? Or are they just going to go with the simple 1 point and still need 1 touchdown away to just, run up to score again in the second half, knowing Hano's receiving this coming out of the gate?
First things first, they've got to punch it in here. 3rd and goal from the 4. This one is going to be pulled down by Kelly. Kelly trying to get in, and he is there. Another touchdown for the Hononegah Indians as they score yet again here in this second quarter, and they extend their lead further. It is now 38-0 with a minute to play here in the second quarter.
I also have a halftime score for you as well. Freeport's up 13-7 on Boylan going into half.
A bit of a shocker there as the extra point is up and good. So 39-0. But a bit of a shocker there. Boylan, of course, we know them as one of the forces in the Nic-10 conference. Maybe a bit of an expectation they would have somewhat of a down year, but even in the down years, the Titans have been a contender for the Nic-10.
Yeah, they've always been part of the big 3. As Boylan, Hano, and I believe Belvedere North is the 3rd one. That's always been the big trio. They're always in the top 3 in the conference, and it's rare to see them down to somebody that's not Hano or B-North.
Well, we'll be sure to keep an eye on that one and give you an update as soon as we hear anything further. Hononegah setting up to kick off once again as they lead it 39-0 here in the first half of action. A little bit less than a minute to go here. And thank you for joining us on tonight's broadcast. Clutch Sports Media 815 presented by Seiler Financial. So happy that you could join us for opening weekend of high school football here on the state line, as this one's going to be taken in at the 10-yard line. There's some space to the outside, and a nice return that time by Anthony Leipian, as he'll bring that one back past the 30, spot him at the 33-yard line, as Auburn has one last grasp to put up some points here before halftime.
Yeah, this is just something you really don't want to see. You're expecting close, hard-hitting game, not a 40, 30, or 39-point difference going into halftime. So there's definitely unexpected going in here, but let's see what changes after half. Big adjustments will be needed to be made for Auburn.
We'll see what Auburn wants to do here. No timeouts left for the Knights squad, and 49 seconds left to play. 4 receivers in formation. Man in motion is number 4, Anthony Leipian. Snap back and pressured immediately. Now he's going to break it down, and he will be dropped in the backfield once again. Another sack for this Hononegah squad. That one going to Aiden Jarvis up the middle. More of a run stop than a sack, but it'll still go down as a pass sack in the stat sheet. One more play left to go here in the second quarter. Clock winds inside 20 seconds. And we'll see if the Auburn Knights even get a playoff. Looks like they will just let this one run down to halftime. So after the first half of action, it has been all Hononegah Indians as they have ridden their offense, defense, and especially special teams tonight as they'll go into halftime in their opening week up 39-0 over a fellow playoff team. And Alex, not really much to be said other than domination from this Indian squad.
I mean, I wouldn't even say domination. I just say repeat performance. This is just what Hono does. It's just what they've done. That's what they did last year. It's what they've done the year prior. It's just what we can just expect them to keep doing. And so I would just expect for Auburn to have a bunch of improvements next week and a bunch of stuff to do. As well as Harlem is up 21-10 on Belvedere right now.
So we'll be back in a few moments after halftime, about 14 and a half minutes on the clock for the halftime show. Keep it here. We'll be back for second half action. You're watching Clutch Sports Media 815. Tonight's Nic-10 action between the Hononegah Indians and Auburn Knights, presented by Seiler Financial. Seiler Financial, our family helping your family. Listen to 1440 WROK every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. for Navigating Retirement with Drew Seiler. Tonight's game is presented by Brian Falk State Farm. Call Brian at 815-398-2552. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Waterside Financial Advisors is teaming up with the Guilford Vikings to bring you more than just a game. Get ready to shoot for your goals as they provide independent financial guidance for the life you want to live. Elevate your game both on and off the court with reliable financial guidance from Waterside Financial Advisors. Go Vikings! Brian Botcher with Exit Realty. Whether you want to buy or sell, Brian works hard for his clients in Northern Illinois and Southern Wisconsin. Call 815-378-2170 today. Busy Beaver Tree Care. For exceptional tree services second to none, Busy Beaver Tree Care is your best option. We're a local, family-owned and operated business founded in 2003. We're not satisfied until you are.
I think one of the special things about D1 is it's not about D1's goal. It's about your goal. Wherever you're at, whatever that goal is, maybe it's to make the high school team, maybe it's to lose 20 pounds, whatever it is, you show up, you tell us your goal, and let us help you get there. One of the themes at D1 is to level up. No matter where you are, our heart
Seiler Financial, our family helping your family. Listen to 1440 WROK every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. for Navigating Retirement with Drew Seiler. Tonight's game is presented by Brian Falk State Farm. Call Brian at 815-398-2552. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Waterside Financial Advisors is teaming up with the Guilford Vikings to bring you more than just a game. Get ready to shoot for your goals as they provide independent financial guidance for the life you want to live. Elevate your game both on and off the court with reliable financial guidance from Waterside Financial Advisors. Go Vikings! Brian Botcher with Exit Realty. Whether you want to buy or sell, Brian works hard for his clients in Northern Illinois and Southern Wisconsin. Call 815-378-2170 today. Busy Beaver Tree Care. For exceptional tree services second to none, Busy Beaver Tree Care is your best option. We're a local, family-owned and operated business founded in 2003. We're not satisfied until you are. Seiler Financial, our And welcome back here to Hononegah High School, where the Indians hold a commanding 39-0 lead here coming out of halftime over the Auburn Knights. Alongside Alex Hallgren, I am Trevor Larson on the call tonight here on Clutch Sports Media 815. Tonight's broadcast being presented by Seiler Financial. And a great sponsor for us, allows us to bring you this game and many more throughout the Nic-10 high school football season. Of course, basketball, soccer, baseball, softball, got them all covered right here on Clutch Sports Media 815. If you'd like to see pictures and highlights of tonight's game and previous games, be sure to follow us on social media platforms at Clutch Sports 815. Again, at Clutch Sports 815. And we've got some great Instagram pictures. You can find a lot of beautiful action shots from games like tonight, previous games throughout the past couple of seasons. Again, our third season here on Clutch Sports Media 815. Getting back to tonight's ball game, Alex, it has been Hononegah, doing it at all three phases of the game. And we were looking at some scores from around the Nic-10 at halftime here. And with the way they've been playing this evening, they went undefeated a season ago. It's week one, a little bit early to start talking about those aspirations. But if they can keep this up and play like they've played tonight throughout the rest of the regular season, it's tough to see who can challenge them at the top.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard. There is still contenders, like always. You always have North, you always have Boylan. Then you always have that like surprise that always pops up out of nowhere. You can never know who that surprise is. It came out of nowhere. 2 years ago it was Guilford. Last year it was Auburn. Who's it going to be this year? Never predict that. And, Hano is looking dominant, but can they keep that going? It's this game just basically Auburn's first game jitters going on the entire game, and completely different next week against Harlem as well as Hano next week. You can't predict that. Not much you can really do. I know the scoreboard isn't showing it, but Auburn's defense has been looking good. It has really been looking good. And if this was anyone but Hano, I'm telling you, this would be a lot closer game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. Again, the scoreline doesn't really reflect it, A couple turnovers. Of course, those 2 special teams touchdowns and a safety by the Hunters, especially for this Hononegah squad. You know, they've got a lot of good, solid players. And one of the keys to building a good program, as we're going to see here in the second half of action, is making sure that some of your reserve players, maybe your underclassmen that are playing up at the varsity level, can get some real game action. Can do a lot in practice, but there's nothing quite like playing at, you know, the 7 o'clock starts on a Friday night.
You know, there's a different mentality between a practice after school and Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights, it feels that different energy. You know, it's somebody you're not usually against, so you don't really know their tendencies. You can't, like, as coaches like to say, cheat a play or anything. It's just straight you against your opponent, and you guys know nothing about each other besides what the report shows. And well, since week 1, there's not really a report to be shown. And yeah, it's just the reserves. You know, that's also, like you said, the way to keep this, I would say, dynasty going. Basically, you have your starters perform well to the point you can have your backups in learning how to communicate that and duplicate that for when it's their time to be those starters.
A nice return by Jesse Longstreet. There's some laundry behind the play. The PA announcer said we'll look for the call down there on the field. He's got an update from the Big Northern, Lutheran 42-7 over top of Winnebago. So, excuse me, no flag. So the ball will just come out to the 37-yard line as Hononegah will get set to work on offense for the first time here in the second half. It's like Thomas Castelli is going to check in at quarterback. Saw him a couple of times last year when Warren went out for a few plays here and there. So we'll see what the backup quarterback here for the Hononegah squad can do in his first game action of the season.
It doesn't look like much has changed besides that quarterback and possibly the running back. I can't really tell by the jersey number right now, but it does look like a big difference for sure.
And one Brock Anderson on the carry. Gains 4 yards on the first down run. Ball's going to be spotted at the 40-yard line. Second and 6. Student section chanting the name of Thomas Castelli. Chance of Tommy coming from just down below us. This is a quick swing pass out to the right to Schmall, and he is going to gain a couple of yards on that one. Give him 2 on the reception, and it'll bring up third and now a long 3. As the ball is going to be spotted at the 43.5-yard line. Again, just coming back from halftime here tonight at Hononegah High School. And the Indians hold a commanding 39-0 lead over the Auburn Knights. Stelly in the pistol. This one's going to be thrown out to the left. He's got his man over there. Nice reception by Camden Rodriguez. And he'll get a first down across midfield. A first down on the first offensive possession of the game, or excuse me, of the half. And it'll bring up 1st and 10 inside Auburn territory. Hononegah sticking with their base offense. Trips down to the bottom here. One receiver up top on the short side of the field. Castelli, he is going to hand this one off up the middle. Nice little move by Anderson. Anderson still going, runs over a man, and finally is dragged down out of bounds, down inside the 30-yard line. Good hard run that time on first down for the senior.
Yeah, it was a good hard run. We saw some runs from him earlier as well. They're also hard and long. No, sorry, that sounds wrong, but they were good runs. They were good long runs.
After the first down pickup, ball now at the 32-yard line for this Hononegah offense. And coming out in that pistol action Running back behind Castelli, who's set up, man in motion coming across. As this one is going to be taken by Castelli on the quarterback run up the middle. And more good blocking springs him out for a 7-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 3. Castelli getting the play from his coaches on the sideline. And the second quarterback in the ball game tonight for the Indians, as they have taken out Dominic Kelly. Had a nice first half of action, including 2 touchdown runs and a very special highlight reel run, as this one is swung out wide, and that one hits the turf, looking for Anthony Bufalo on the swing pass. Falls incomplete as he led his receiver just a touch too far.
No, see, that's the thing when you come in these blowout games is you can either have your starters in there testing out new things, or you can have your backups in there just doing your same old, just to get them used to that, just in case if a starter goes out in the future. It's nice to see the younger people and the backups actually get their chance under these Friday Night Lights, because most teams don't.
3rd and 3 now from the 25-yard line. 3 receivers on the bottom of the formation. Here's Castelli. He's looking that way. Got a man over the middle. Makes a man miss and a touchdown. Haven Colwell, 4-6. Got that one on the slant down the middle. Juked the safety and went into the end zone untouched for another Hononegah touchdown.
Yeah, and that was a nice throw by the backup as well, too. I understand why he had some varsity snaps last year as well, and he's got what it takes to be a quarterback as well. That was a good throw, and I definitely expect to see a lot more of those before this clock is out.
Here is the extra point try. It is up, and it is good, just inside the upright, as they have extended their lead now out to 46-0. Hononegah on top of Auburn here on opening night. So Alex, for the Auburn coaching staff, of course you went in down big at halftime, just allowed a touchdown. But there are still some positives to be gained. You never like to lose big, but you can have some players step up here in this second half. You want to see who's going to play hard. You want to see who's still going to leave it all out on the field. And that's going to be really important as they try to rebound from this game in upcoming weeks.
Yeah, definitely as a first-year coach and in your first game on your first team, it's definitely not a way how you want to go into halftime down 39-0. He's ready for this game to be over.
And sometimes, games just do get out of hand. I'm sure with the talent that they have on their squad, they will try to go ahead and rebound in the weeks upcoming, as the oft-used Hononegah special teams is back out there for yet another kickoff. We've had a plethora of them here this evening. The ball is spotted at the 40. This one is going to be kicked away, hits the turf, and it's going to be scooped up. No, ball still loose on the ground. Finally picked up near the 3, and that one might have hit the ground, but it is.
And they're going to, it looks like they're going to mark that on the 2 1-yard line right there. That's something you definitely don't want, that we saw earlier today, that ended up in costing Auburn the ball in about this territory as well, giving Hononegah the ball right there. Just like you also said in the beginning of the game, ball security. You need ball security to thrive well in the game.
So I thought that ball might have came loose at the last part of the play. I do not think it actually ended up hitting the turf. If it did, it was recovered quickly by Auburn, who will be set up now at the 3-yard line. Again, running clock now here in the ball game, as they will set up 1st and 10 from the 3. One is going to be handed off, and not much doing there inside, as the running back able to just get back to the line of scrimmage. So again, with that 40-point lead, it will be a running clock for the remainder unless Auburn can put up some points here as they try to go 2nd and 10 now from their own 3-yard line after the run on first down netted them 0 yards. Still stay out in their offensive format. Shotgun formation, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Running back behind the quarterback, another handoff up the middle. Nice scamper to the outside, but just great pursuit behind. Just a 1-yard run once again for Williams. They have struggled to do anything on the ground here tonight, Alex. I don't have the exact number, but I got to feel like there have been more negative plays than there have been positive for this Auburn Knight offense.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there, and I think it's not just by a little bit. I think it's by a lot. We've definitely seen more flags against Auburn, and we've definitely seen that ball getting brought back, and that down marker just getting brought back farther and farther by each play. It's actually become rare to see a positive yard, which is that's not a good sign at all on opening day, basically.
Yeah, tough sledding for them here on this opening night of football here on the state line. 3rd and 8 from the 5-yard line. Auburn trying to make some space for themselves. And he's still in the game at the quarterback position. He's got Williams off to his left hip. 2 tight ends in tight. Extra blockers for the Knights. This one snapped. Here's some pressure. Flush to the left. Lindy trying to run, trying to escape, and he gets hit hard. Another good pursuit that time by this defense. Number 14, Maxwell Jacobs, lays the wood on the quarterback, and that's going to bring up 4th and 8 for the Knights.
I'm sorry, but am I the only one who loves big contacts, especially when I love seeing a quarterback give a big contact, like a big contact hit? That's just, it's rare because you usually see them slide or something, and you see a quarterback just lower that shoulder, go right into the linebacker corner, and it's just special to see because especially if they win it, oof. I already know that's going on a highlight reel for a while.
Yeah, good to see him still playing hard despite the differential, as he has had some tough situations, again still backed up inside their own 10-yard line. 4th and 8 from the 5. See if they do a little bit of a pooch punt here, or if they might go for it at this stage of the ball game. And he in a shotgun again. Williams off to his left hip. Auburn sticking with that 2 tight end look, trying to get some extra blockers. They're going to pass. Lindy's still looking.
Get rid of it.
And he is going to be brought down. Another safety for the Indians. Looks like number 30, Keegan Vansel, had the first contact. They will pick up a flag at the end of it for a bit too much post play. But 2 safeties, 2 punt return touchdowns in the game for the Indians. And they are rolling here tonight as they increase their lead now 48-0 in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I thought that flag's going to add, much hurtness to this game, but that's what comes with the game. Things happen, and just things happen.
And if you're Coach Zimmerman, of course, you don't like to see those flags. I mean, I know the score is really in favor. The game's not in doubt at this stage of the contest, but good coaches will always take away the negative parts of the big victories, and I'm sure they're going to want to clean up those post-play celebration flags moving forward, as you got to stay disciplined on the field. And a correction, I was looking down there. I thought that penalty was going against Hononegah. Apparently, it went against the Knights.
Oh.
So, apologies for the mistake. It looked like there was some excessive celebration, but might have been a choice word or two by an Auburn Knight player. As it stands, they'll run off half the distance, and we'll see the second time tonight a safety punt for the Knights special teams unit. And Hononegah with another opportunity to have some really good field position following this. Here's the punt. It's going to hit the turf around the 45. Scooped up back at the 40 by Lane. Lane's got some room. A flag comes down behind the play, and Lane's still trying to stay up on his feet. He'll get brought down on the 39-yard line inside Auburn territory. But this one is going to be walked back on the other side of the field following the block in the back.
I don't mean to cut you off here, but I got a score update for you. Belvedere North is up on Guilford 20-0 with a minute left until halftime. That is, wow. That's a game that's slowly turning into another one like this one.
And we've seen Belvedere North have some great squads over the years. Of course, they've had some excellent games, especially against Boylan. The two broadcasts that stick out to me over the past now third year doing this here at Clutch Sports Media. The game between them the first year was only topped by the game they played last year, where we had some exciting finishes on both ends. And we're excited to see what they can do for an encore. After the penalty, ball at the 35 here for the Indians. Again, Castelli staying in the, no, they're going to put in another quarterback. This is number 12, Drew Shockley. And that's going to be a nice run up the middle out to the 43, 44-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 1. So again, we've seen another quarterback step in. Number 12, Drew Shockley, the junior, now quarterback in the offense for the Indians. Under a minute to go now here in the third quarter of action. Hononegah has two receivers either side. This one's going to be thrown off to the left. Nice adjustment to the ball. Catch made by Alex Peterson as he is going to get a first down. Ball is a little high, a little outside, but a good play by the receiver to find that ball mid-air, snatch it up, and go for the first down across midfield. See if the Indians want to run one more play. That one ended with a little bit more than 40 seconds on the clock. So we'll see what the officials say on the play clock. Looks like they will snap it one more time here in the third quarter. Shockley in the pistol formation, and he's going to pull this one out. Now running off to the left. He's got a blocker out in front. Stays in bounds and loses his footing. No, he stays up, and he gets that ball all the way out to the 30-yard line. A nice run to pick up another first down as that takes us to the end of the third quarter. It's all Indians. 48 over Auburn, nothing. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back for the conclusion of this one. And we'll take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors. Seiler Financial, our family helping your family. Listen to 1440 WROK every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. for Navigating Retirement with Drew Seiler. Tonight's game is presented by Brian Falk State Farm. Call Brian at 815-398-2552. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Waterside Financial Advisors is teaming up with the Guilford Vikings to bring you more than just a game. Get ready to shoot for your goals as they provide independent financial guidance for the life you want to live. Elevate your game both on and off the court with reliable financial guidance from Waterside Financial Advisors. Go Vikings! Brian Botcher with Exit Realty. Whether you want to buy or sell, Brian works hard for his clients in Northern Illinois and Southern Wisconsin. Call 815-378-2170 today. Busy Beaver Tree Care. For exceptional tree services second to none, Busy Beaver Tree Care is your best option. We're a local, family-owned and operated business founded in 2003. We're not satisfied until you are. And welcome back here to Hononegah High School, where the Indians are on top of the Auburn Knights 48-0. Again, we'll have a running clock here in the fourth quarter thanks to the score differential. As Hononegah looks to continue to add on. As this one's going to be a handoff up the middle. A nice run that time by Tyler Banker. junior running back. First time we have called his name this evening. He's 6 foot, 205-pound running back. He's for a nice gain on first down. He picks up another first here for the Indians as they move it into the red zone.
Yeah, but it looks like we're going to be calling a lot of new faces out here, with the score being up 48-0 now in this fourth quarter. And very obvious that there is there is no comeback for Auburn. There's nothing else you can really do about that. Might as well, like we talked about earlier, get the backup some reps.
Here's Shockley. We got a flag behind the play. They run out to the left once again by Banker. And we'll see what the call is. They're going to say an illegal motion penalty, so wipe that one away as they'll push that one back 5 yards. And we'll reset on first down, 1st and 15 on the 22. And they walk the penalty yardage off. And again, they will keep the clock moving here in the fourth quarter, with the score being what it is, more than 40 points in the second half here in the Nic-10. 1st and 14 on the 22. Shockley in the game at quarterback. Again, the third quarterback the Indians have used so far. A low snap. Shockley able to pick this one off the turf. Got some space to the outside, and he'll gain a couple of yards. Could have been disastrous, but a quick reaction that time by the quarterback, able to scoop that one off the turf and advance that for a 2-yard gain. Second and 12 for the Indians. Ball just on the 20-yard line here for the Hononegah squad, who has done pretty much whatever they've wanted to do so far here tonight in all 3 phases of the ball game. Shockley still at quarterback. He's looking a swing pass. They tried to go for a bubble screen, but some miscommunication out there.
That is something you don't want to see. I just saw that little bubble route. Number 7 is coming up to guard that, and then something to his knee just happened, and looks like he's down. He was holding that knee. Got to hope that's not something to do with that ACL.
So with that injury, we'll take a break on our action, and we'll be back. Hopefully he'll be able to pop up. You're watching high school football here on Clutch Sports Media 815. Siler Financial, our family helping your family. Listen to 1440 WROK every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. for Navigating Retirement with Drew Siler. Tonight's game is presented by Brian Falk State Farm. Call Brian at 815-398-2552. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Waterside Financial Advisors is teaming up with the Guilford Vikings to bring you more than just a game. Get ready to shoot for your goals as they provide independent financial guidance for the life you want to live. Elevate your game both on and off the court with reliable financial guidance from Waterside Financial Advisors. Go Vikings! Now Anthony Powell Rodriguez going off the field. Hopefully he'll be okay. And we are ready to resume action here. Shockley takes this one, looking out to the right, throws it downfield, and that one falls incomplete. Looking for Brian Little Jr. on the out route, and that'll bring up 4th and 12. Looks like the field goal unit might come out here for the Indians.
That was a good ball. That was just a little bit out there too far. If that was more in a row, that was more to him, more accurate. Sorry about that, but that would have been a good gain, and possibly a first yard too, depending on what he could have done.
So we'll see if the special teams unit indeed comes out for the Indians. Looks like they might keep the offense out there, maybe a little bit out of range for their kicker. Ball on the 20-yard line. Shockley still in the shotgun. 3 receivers right. Man in motion coming from right to left. That's number 35, Alex Peterson. And Shockley trying to make something out of nothing. He'll gain a couple of yards, but nothing really doing there for him that time. And that'll be a turnover on downs here for the Indians.
Yeah, that's actually the first we've seen of that today. That was, you know, I gotta say surprising. The fact that there was turnovers, not the fact they went for it. You're already up 48-0. What's the point in taking the 3? You know, might as well go for it. You know, have some fun. Yeah.
So after the turnover on downs, the ball will be spotted on the 16-yard line for the Auburn Knights. And 7.5 minutes left to go in this one. Running clock as they try to put some points up on the board before time runs out. They try to go into the end of the game with some positives. Got a score update here for Boylan and Freeport. Boylan just tied the ball game up with a touchdown. Extra point still to come. Here is a handoff to the outside. Good run for the Knights. Still going is their running back. Chased from behind and brought down across midfield. The biggest play of the night. Peter Eziagulu with the big run for the Knights.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. It's going to sound a little rude to say, but where's that been all game? Where's that energy been? Where's the able to find the hole, cut up the hole, and flip the entire field? Where's that been the entire game?
Yeah, getting an update here. Looks like Boylan did take the lead on an extra point. So they are now up 14-13 over Freeport early in the fourth quarter. We're keeping an eye on that one as we conclude this one. About 6 minutes left to go in tonight's action. Auburn out across midfield trying to get something going once again. RPO look, another run to the outside to Ezigalu, and he is going to be brought down near the line of scrimmage. Maxwell Jacobs on the tackle for the Indians. Brings up 2nd and 10 from the 43. Some people starting to trickle out of the stadium, trying to maybe beat some traffic as this one is all but over. Less than 6 minutes on the clock here. It's been all Hononegah from the jump. Big time second quarter where they put up 5 scores. 3 on offense, 1 on special teams, 1 on defense. Another snap here, and this one's going to be thrown out to the right as they were looking for Anthony Lipin on the swing route. Go ahead, Alex.
I'm not 100% sure if I'm right or not, but I believe this is the first time Auburn's had the ball past their own 50-yard line. This is the first time they've been in enemy territory all game, and it comes in the the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left on a running clock. That's just something you want.
Yeah, tough for them here this evening. They had an opportunity back in the third quarter, but some negative plays forced them backwards. Now here following the incompletion, it'll be 3rd and 10. 3 receivers in formation, a tight end on the left side. Here is the snap. Looking deep is Lindhe. He's going down the left sideline. Receiver trying to adjust. And it looks like we're going to have pass interference down there as see that a lot. The ball a little bit underthrown. Receiver able to track that, make an adjustment, but the defensive back still kind of goes through the receiver's body. And a penalty on the Indians. That's going to be a 1st and 10 following the pass interference call. Clock now at 4 minutes left to play here in this one. Auburn again trying to put up some points before this one. They do not want to go home with a 0 on the scoreboard. And he takes the snap. He's looking deep once again. He's got a receiver one-on-one, and that one just a little bit too short as Ja'Kai Driscoll Harper was the target man. He is giving a word to the official. He thought he was interfered with on that passing route, but it falls to the turf. No flag is thrown. And that'll go down as an incompletion, bring it up 2nd and 10. Auburn still doing work here, trying to punch this one into the end zone before the end of the game. And he back, shotgun once again. They're going deep down the left sideline this time. They've got a man there, and that one is going to be incomplete. And it was looking like the back judge was getting ready to pull the flag out, but he just never did. So they're going to say no completion, no pass interference. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 now.
I can get behind not calling the flag if it's like extreme, like either like yes, it's a blowout, but like if it's super close, like if it's pass interference or not. But that was a very obvious late hit. I'm sorry, but that has to be called. There's no shot that should have just been bled off.
Yeah, the defensive back never really made a play on the ball. He was kind of flailing his arms wildly. I think he hit the receiver's arms a couple of times, but no call by the back judge. They just let it go as is. 3rd and 10 now. Here is a handoff up the middle. Good play this time. Henderson still going, and he is going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Auburn, as Peter Izigalu able to punch this one in. First touchdown of the season for the Auburn Knights. Comes towards the end of it, but that's something you still want to see. Your team still fighting as they put up the first 6 points of the year.
Well, you know what? As I always say, it's better late than never. It's better than going out with a shutout, that's for sure. At least you can have some good things to talk about. Hopefully there's something good to come out of that drive in film later after the rest of this game. It's going to be a long film session. They're going to be going over every single play, offense and defense, to find out what went wrong. But at least that drive, they have something good to look forward to. And that's good. That's good.
Yeah, so a couple of nice runs that time by Peter Izigalu, the junior running back, as that one might have been miskicked, just kind of skipped on the ground. Not sure if it was tipped or what happened there for tonight's game. A 3-man back deep here for the Indians as they get set for the final play of the ball game.
No, it's not. Clock is frozen at 1:42. No, on the live stream. Clock is frozen at 1:42. No, Zach just texted me saying it's not.
So Auburn running their final player onto the field here as they're getting set for this kickoff. Last play of the evening for us here. It is drilled away, and that one is going to be taken in near the 5-yard line. Braden Lane, he's got a lane to the outside, and we're going to have a flag back behind the play. Lane stays in bounds, cuts upfield, and gets hit towards the sideline as they're going to stop the clock for the penalty.
As you can see, a little shoving match going on here. That's not something you don't really want to see.
Yeah, especially this late in the game. You just walk back to your sideline. No reason to get into a kerfuffle. You just want to ride this one out. So we'll see what the penalty call is. See if they run the rest of the clock down or if they will just let this one go. The officials have stopped the clock for a moment. One final snap should do it here tonight. So Alex, before the last snap of the game, you know, there was a lot of players that had big impacts here this evening for the Indians. If there was one guy that you had to choose to kind of name the player of the game, did anybody really stand out to you here this evening?
I guess Braden Lane for sure, 100%. He was a big factor in this game. Just getting open and making all his catches and just being able to be a playmaker as he was. It's just something you don't really see much often. I don't like right out the gate week 1, and yeah, he's definitely player of the game in my eyes.
And again, had that first punt return touchdown in the first quarter. So that'll wrap it up here tonight. Final score, it's all Hononegah as they kick off their season strong. A 48-6 victory over the Auburn Knights here at home. For Alex Hallgren, I have been Trevor Larson on Clutch Sports Media 815. And tonight's game was presented by Seiler Financial. A big win for the home squad, the Hononegah Indians, coming off of a conference championship season. There's certainly one to keep an eye out as they look to contend once again here in the Nic-10. Again, final score tonight, Hononegah 48, Auburn 6. Be sure to follow us on social media platforms at Clutch Sports 815 to see highlights, pictures from tonight's ball game, and to see where we will be at for the rest of the season. Until then, have a great night, drive safe, and we'll see you next